Welcome now to our new segment, our new weekly segment called Up to Date with Kate. And I am thrilled to be able to do this segment with Kate Dalley. She is a nationally syndicated radio talk show host. She is, for every one really smart female talk show host we have on the right, they're like 36 men. If those 36 men had half the moxie she did, I think most of the problems in this country would already be solved. Kate, thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're too kind.
Well, you actually host me on your show, your radio show every Monday. We have a great time together.
Great Dr. Duke Pesta. Yeah.
Well,
that's awesome. Are you kidding me?
I'm just so excited to be able to return the favor here. And so we have, I think, which is a great story to kick off our first up-to-date Kate segment. And that is sheet music. I mean, if you look at the long list of things that the progressive left now calls white supremacy and white privilege, now sheet music, the beautiful scores of music that we use to teach orchestra symphonies, people who want to pick up this beautiful music, reading sheet music now is white supremacy. How exactly does that work, Kate?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't got the memo on how to hate or what specimen you take to dial in on hate. But these people have to be dialing in where Shakespeare said, that which you have within is what you can see without, right? And so they have to just be looking for it. You can't have this just, well, forgive the pun, but leap off the page and say to you that this is hatred. Do you remember the actor Kate Dalley?
Yes.
He was in a slew of movies. He was kind of known as the most prolific black actor of the time. He started out playing the violin. He started out in orchestra. That's what gave him his big break. Then he became a boxer, made six figures back in the low 1900s. Then he became an actor. Right before that big break as an actor, he actually went with forming an orchestra. The guy used it as an opportunity. How in the world can they go back into history and revise this as saying that this is a purely hate piece, a piece of hatred or something that delivers peace, when this delivered opportunity for this gentleman to not only get ahead but make his way for notoriety and profit and everything else? How in the world could that have been something that was racially motivated in any way? That's what drives me nuts about these people. They don't know when to stop. I want to find racism. It's like I see dead people. I see racism everywhere.
Well, you're exactly right. It's a projection, right? And I said on your show on Monday when we talked about this is jealousy. I mean, let's be very blunt. We can be very blunt on this program, right? And say despite all of the many virtues of African American culture, the many virtues of African culture and South American culture, non-Western culture in general, the wonderful things that they've done and invented, none of them came up with classical music. Classical music is a distinctly Western phenomenon. Think about all those Asian kids in communist China who play piano and violin and cello way better than kids in America do. That's classical music. It opens doors to world culture. But because there aren't enough black cultures, there aren't enough Hispanic cultures that created symphonies, suddenly now the great achievement of classical music must be bigoted. That's as far as it goes. You did something we didn't do, and the only way there'll be equality is if we punish you for what you did.
Oh my gosh, brilliant. Yes. I mean, you could look under any rock and find anything you want to in any part of our culture, and you're going to see what you want to see. And these people are hell bent on finding that. I don't want to know people like this. I can look for optimism every day. I can look for headlines with all the negative every day. And believe me, there's a lot of it due to these people. But even Dr. Seuss's stepdaughter, who took over in 2018, what did she do? She hired a racism group out of California to say, hey, look at my books. Can you find racism? And then shocker, they found racism because that's what they were looking for. This is how insane this is. It's like a pile of turd. It's like a turd sandwich. I don't know what else to say about it other than you have to be there's something really intrinsically wrong with these people because this is all they want to find. And I want to find everything that's great about America.
Back when we actually still believed in Christianity in this country, we will recall that envy was one of the 7 deadly sins. Now, because we've gotten rid of Christian morality and we're operating basically with a socialist playbook, right? Which allows for these hypocritical ways of getting rid of culture that's higher than ours because we haven't been able to do it. Because we can't do it, we're not going to let you do it. Envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. And the progressives look around and they say, hey, there aren't enough this group, there are not enough that group doing this. And so therefore it must be suspicious. Therefore we have to get rid of it in the name of racial equity. And you see how racist and paternalistic it is, right? You're basically saying that rather than Mr. Canada in the turn of the century, who actually used the opportunity of symphonic music to raise his life, to step up to something higher, the modern progressive Brahmins of today, they want to destroy what is beautiful and access, and we're talking about access to symphonic music. You get rid of sheet music, you take away the ability of people to read that kind of music because you call it white supremacy, you're cutting it off to people, and that's what you want. Rather than educating more and more black kids to use, no one's arguing that African American culture isn't highly musical, but maybe we could get black kids to play pianos and cellos and not just scratching records back and forth. Maybe this would be a higher way to go.
Bingo. I can't say it enough. I mean, I can't imagine these people that we would be left with anything in society anymore if these people get their hands on anything, because they're going to be able to see and view anything in any piece that they pick up. So I can't imagine a world where everyone's walking around in PC bubble wrap. This is just getting insane. We have to stop the nonsense by stopping the microphone. Think
about how dangerous it is too. If symphonic music is white and therefore must be banned, that means white people can't do it. And that leaves African American rap and hip hop, right? And if white people try to do that, then they're culturally appropriating. So what the progressive left sees is a culture where all the music belongs to black people, even if it's a very simplistic kind of music, and no one else is allowed to participate. Shows you just what fascism lies behind progressive good intentions.
Isn't that racism in reverse now? Aren't we going the other extreme?
I don't even think it's racism in reverse. I think it's just racism. Flat out, unadulterated, you're a stinking bigot racism.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Most of you know our show is being censored by big tech.
While this makes it harder to meet the cost of producing the show, that's part of it. It also demonstrates that we must be having tremendous success or they wouldn't bother to try to shut us down.
If you like hearing truth and common sense with a love for freedom, please join the Patriot Club with a one-time $99 tax-deductible donation. And you'll get this sweet vessel of joy as part of a thank you for joining the Patriot Club.
Etched with the American flag and the words freedom never tasted so good.
All you have to do is visit patriotclub.us and become a Patriot member today.
That's patriotclub.us. Thank you and God bless.